Hello lovelies, if it's what you are looking for, let's dive into it. Basket weave. Okay, once again you're welcome to Custom Tool Venture. Thanks so much for always stopping by to watch my video. Thanks to all my subscribers, and today is your first time of coming across my video. You are in the right place. Please do stay. I appreciate you all. Okay, today I will be putting on this sleeve with basket weave, as we saw it in the picture. So I need the length 13 in all, both the hemming and the sewing allowance. Okay, now it will depend on the size of basket weave you want. Okay, but for me, I think I'll be okay with about 5 inches. 5 inches is okay for me, and so we measure the 5 inches. If you want it longer, if you want it smaller, that depends on you. Okay, so as you can see me, I'm measuring the size I want as a basket weave, and so I will cut it off, mark it, and then cut it off. Okay, that is the size I want as basket weave. I cut it off, and so the next thing, I will need a pattern paper for it. I'm cutting the two basket weave together, so I place it on the pattern paper. But before then, I will need the sewing allowance of 5.5 inches, that is half an inch. That will be placed up there where I will be joining the basket weave to the main sieve. Just half an inch for the sewing allowance. Okay, because it has been cut, so that doesn't shorten your measurements. Okay, so you place it and trace it out. Okay, so that is the pattern paper for the two sleeves now. So the next thing I'll be doing now is drawing the line of the basket weave. Drawing the line of the basket weave, I'll be using 1.5 inches interval. It's going to form a square shape, so I will measure 1.5. but before then, I created half an inch for the sewing allowance, then measure 1.5 vertically and then horizontally. I'm drawing for the horizontal first now, so measure 1.5 from the two ends and then connect it together. I've done that, and so the vertical measurement too is still the same, 1.5 inches wide. It depends on you. If you want it to be 2 inches wide, fine. If you want it to be 1 inch wide, it all depends on you. The choice is yours. Okay, so the vertical one now, so it is completed, and so this is how it will be after the weave has been done. Okay, let's get. Okay, I cut 2 inches stripe. I will fold it from one end and the other, and then run the stitch over it this way so that it will form the stripe. Okay, put it on the machine and run the stitch. You can sew as many as the stripe, as many as possible. Then begin to run it on the lines that have been drawn, 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, the square. So I've run both the vertical and the horizontal, and then it has formed the basket weave. You can see it is the basket weave now. Then you trace all extra thread from it, knit the work, and so the next thing, I've cut the the fabric and of course the lining. So get the center of the basket weave side, get the center, notch it. Then on the fabric is also notched in the middle, the lining also notched in the middle. Align the three of them together. Let the basket weave be between the fabric and the lining, so that by the time it's sewn, it will be behind it. Okay, so by the time you pin it, so that it will be well stayed before running the stitch over it. So this is how it will look like. So let's do the sewing. It has been sewn. You can see how neat it is now. And so if you look at the edge here, you won't leave the edge like this. I'll be running a stripe on it. I will run a stripe to cover it so that it's neater. Okay, the lining has been fixed with the fabric. Okay, so run the stripe at the edge to give a fine finishing touch. So it cannot be left like this. Give it a finishing touch. You can see it. I've run the stripe on it, and then you can see it. The stripe have been run on it, giving it a fine finishing. And so the next thing is begin to remove the paper. The paper has completed the work it ought to do. It should be removed. Remove it neatly. Every traces of the paper should be removed. And lo and behold, beautiful. It came out well. You trace every thread, every extra thread off. Beautiful. Is that what you want? You've gotten it.